How's it going, guys? Will here. Welcome back to another one of the, what were they called again? Vlogmas vlogs. And today we have a package. So I'm starting this vlog at 2:46 p.m. That's because all of this morning I was editing yesterday's video. I mean, it was a lot of work, but it was really fun. If you haven't seen it yet, you can check that out up there. But now we're gonna take a look at this package. I've already had to slightly open it to get the address off, but I'm not really sure everything that's inside. I have a good idea of what this is. Okay, that's awesome. I had no idea they were sending me this too. So this should be a little bit of a clue for those of you who are savvy with your video gear. This is the top mounting plate. Yes, it is. That's not the main bit though. The main bit is, oh, come on. Here we go. So, if you've ever watched any of my tech reviews, you may have seen me do some slider shots, because I love slider shots. However, it's not exactly a high quality piece of equipment. It was very cheap. I got it on Black Friday last year, but it's definitely served me well. I was looking for an upgrade when Zeapon reached out to me and offered to send me one of their sliders, and this has a ton of cool features. First of all, packaging. This is the Zeapon Micro 2, more portable, more professional, and it's dampened, so you get a much smoother sliding experience with a lot less effort, and we're all about speeding up the workflow on this channel. Oh, here it is. So if you've ever seen one of those Edelkrone sliders where it's like this small space but it extends, this is kind of like one of those, except for it's significantly cheaper. And as we can see, it's dampened, so as soon as I stop pushing, it stops. That is amazing because it means you get much more fluid movement. It's even got this feature where you put your video head on and it slides down automatically. I should definitely put this video head on and try that. There's definitely gonna be a full video on this in the next couple of weeks, but for now, I really wanna test this thing out. Oh, there's one more box in here. This one's yellow. I wonder what's inside this. So here, seems to be what looks like a manual. Yeah, a tripod adapter, a manual, and an Allen key in here. Okay, yep, I wanna test this thing out. Let's go. All right, so this is what we're working with. We got the fluid head on the slider, and then we got the slider on this horrible tripod. I mean, for photography, it's not that bad, but for anything video related where you need to be pushing the camera, it's just not quite heavy duty enough. With this setup, I'm not using the low down plate. I will be, but I'm definitely gonna have to read the manual for that one. So, already that's probably my favorite slider I've ever used, but why did I include this segment in today's vlog? Well, today we're going to be talking all about my vlogging equipment, how I make these videos, specifically, as I said, how I make these vlogs, and of course the equipment I use to get shots like this. Like the rappers when I started out in last place. Orange on the prelude, orange pills in my ashtray. Money counter counted up and make sure that my cash straight. Money counter counted up and make sure that my cash grows. Don't confuse the rappers, bunch of loser rappers. I'm a shark against a bunch of barracuda rappers. You the type to see some shiny shit and bite the hook. You the type to let a team of riders do your hooks. Yeah, polo bear all on my bed sheets. Baroni kitchen with the blade, motherfucker don't never test me. Nowadays my bank account it got a couple zeros. Ice cream sneakers missing with the baby Milo in the tall grass laid back, staring at the little dipper. This is L, smoke a L, sip a little liquor. In the second half of this, we're also going to be answering some of your questions. But first, there's something I need to do. Back playing Sega Dreamcast. I got me playing freeze tag in the G class. I give a fuck about your Louis or Balenciaga. Truthfully, I just wanted ham and cheese toasty and a latte. Okay, I'm back. I've had lunch. It's actually quite a bit later now, but something I've wanted to do since I started this vlogging series is talk about my camera gear. Now, this is a little bit different to when I'm doing my main videos, the main one being there's considerably less, but the base equipment is pretty much the same. So first of all, cameras. My main camera, so for the vlogs, for the tech channel, it's all done on one camera, and that camera is the Panasonic GH5. So why do I use this camera? Well, the main reason is it's kind of a monster. My first serious camera ever was this Panasonic G7. I still love this thing, even though it doesn't work. Honestly, I use it mostly as like a prop in these videos. Could be shooting some B-roll. It doesn't work at all though. Still like a prop though, so keep it around. The Panasonic GH5 is what I would consider very nearly the perfect camera. It's only just short. I would like to see face detection autofocus and a full frame sensor, because as I just demonstrated, the autofocus has been pretty good recently. I can take this keyboard from the side and just hold it up. It pulls focus no problem, but the background still does pulse a little bit, especially if I move backwards to like here. If I were to take this keyboard and then move it back, I'm pretty sure the background's probably pulsed. It's usable nowadays, especially in 60 FPS. It's very good in 60 FPS, but it's not quite to the point where I would rely on it. Another thing is the sensor size. Now soon I'm going to be buying a Metabones adapter, and that's going to give this sensor a wider field of view and more background blur than any APS-C sensor, so I am very much looking forward to that. But again, it's not native. And those are my two complaints that I have with this camera. That's it. This thing does 4K at 60 FPS. It has some of the best 120 FPS on any camera. It does 10-bit 422 internally. Not even the 1DX does that. Now, I know the new 1DX does that, but it's not released yet, and it's probably going to cost 3 times the price of this camera. Again, another thing I like about this camera, the price. I'm pretty sure you can get a GH5 and like 2 good lenses for the price of a 1DX Mark II. So it's very good value for what it provides. But the Sonys have similar features and better autofocus. Okay, there are a few reasons as to why I don't use Sony. The main being, I did have a Sony a while back and it just wasn't a good experience. It was also very unreliable. I'm not gonna lie, I've had some problems with the GH5, but the Sony was just a little bit worse. Also, in anything but low light and autofocus, the GH5 is significantly better than the A7 III. It's got stronger codecs, better color science, nicer to use, flip out screen, usable touchscreen. The list goes on and on and on. I'm serious, the GH5 is probably the best value camera, especially for video, that you can buy right now. Very, very pleased with the GH5. If you want some more reasons as to why I love this camera for shooting my tech videos, the Everyday Dad actually made a video about what this thing's like for B-roll. You can check that out up there. All in all, as I said before, probably the closest thing to my perfect camera on the market right now. Attached to the GH5, we have a pretty new addition to my camera setup, which is the battery grip. And while the GH5 was a handheld B-roll monster before, the battery grip not only doubles the battery life, but it makes handheld B-roll so easy, I don't think I'll ever need a Gorillapod again. So this is a standard camera. This is a pretty similar footprint to what the GH5 looks like without the battery grip, but the added weight and grip just make getting those handheld moves so much easier. Seriously, I didn't think it would make that much of a difference. Totally transformed how I use this camera. Up top, we have the Rode Videomic. This is the non-pro version. I used to use this microphone for all of my videos. I don't use it for my tech videos anymore, but part of this vlogging experience was to optimize my workflow, and this thing, it saves me so much time. I add the high pass filter on in the microphone, and there we go. I've already saved 5 minutes in post. I got this thing on the slider so we can get some movements while we're talking to the camera. As I said before, I do also sometimes use this Gorillapod. This thing is the Joby Gorillapod. Now, I both love and hate this thing. Oh, and by the way, this is the ball head that came with the slider. I thought I'd try this on the Gorillapod. Probably will be sticking it on the slider anyway. For the first 2 months, these are incredible. You can bend it perfectly into shape. It will hold. You can hold it out. But after that 2-month mark, it does that. Now, this is a problem because when you're propping your camera up, it just suddenly starts to go camera shattered all over the floor, and simultaneously both your camera and any accessories you had on it are probably a little bit broken unless you caught it. I mean, as much as that sucks, it's still the best option on the market. I haven't tried the Switch Pod yet. Apparently that's really good. I did try the Manfrotto Pixie, and that does work for the lighter camera setup, but my camera setup is pretty heavy. It works when I take the battery grip off, but I love the battery grip, so Gorillapod it is. As for the SD cards, most of the time I use these Samsung micro SDs, and that's simply because I would always break full-size SD cards. If you break a full-size SD card, you've lost your footage, you've lost your SD card. If you break the adapter of a micro SD card, you've only lost the adapter. I do need to get some new SD cards so I can start shooting all-eye, which is basically the super fast one that's like 400 megabits per second. But for my vlogs, the 64GB Samsung SD card does absolutely fine. Okay, so that's the camera gear I use to make these vlogs. Oh, and by the way, I also use the 12-60 from Lumix. It's weather sealed, it's nice and wide, and the autofocus works great. If you want to see a more in-depth version of this for my tech videos, feel free to leave a comment and I'll hopefully get around to it soon. Oh, and for this lighting setup, I'm actually bouncing it off these blinds. Got the trusty Godox SL60W, and it just shoots right into that, and it gives some really nice soft lighting. As for the wall lighting, we have the standard trusty Pixar lamp, and also, because it wasn't quite wide enough, a candle. Alright, so now we're gonna end these videos with some of your questions. A few days ago, I put out a Q&A on the YouTube Stories feature. No, Community tab. Community tab. The first question is, what is your current favorite keyboard and switch to use? Somebody else asked me that as well, actually. Hold on. My favorite all-in-one keyboard is this Asceni 60%. It's great value, Gator on optical switches, it's hot swappable, really good quality keyboard for not much money. As for my all-time favorite, I mean, I've tried the luxury boards, but nothing beat my Magic Force 68. That was a custom built with some really nice lube, Gator on blacks. Favorite switch? I just modded that thing like crazy. No, that was definitely very fun. I'd like to do something else like that in the future. The next one is favorite product that I've reviewed. That is a tough one. I've reviewed quite a few products. Let's go through my videos. These are good questions. I really enjoyed making that mouse case review. That was a lot of fun. Both the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 10 video were some of the most fun videos I've ever made. I really enjoyed making those. Asceni 60%, again, one of my favorite reviews. And somebody actually asked me what my favorite video of all time is. I don't know, that's such a tough one. Yeah, the 3,000 subscriber special. I very much enjoyed making that. And also, the traveling 300 miles for one drone shot. I enjoyed that one too. That one was so much fun, despite how cold it was. And I cannot understate how cold it was. That was so cold. In the UK, because we have the Gulf Stream current, it doesn't get too cold, but when the wind is coming in, it's very windy in the UK, especially near the sea, which is where I was flying my drone. The sun was down, it was October, it was so bitterly cold, and the seagulls were attacking my drone, but still, very fun. Scott Magna Hoop says, what's your advice to small YouTubers like myself? Also, where did you learn to edit like a pro? I actually learned all of my editing skills from attempting professional level projects with like no budget, no equipment, nothing. I had one camera, I had one lens, I had a laptop with some editing software, and I just tried to make a documentary. Now, that documentary never got made, but I learned so much for even trying to make it. Then after that, it's simply refinement. Every YouTube video, I like to try new editing techniques, and in the process, it's a lot of fun. And the advice to small YouTubers, first of all, I want to say I have actually checked out Scott's channel before, and honestly, it's really good. If you want to check out Scott's channel, it will be in that community thread, but I would just say the main thing is just be consistent. I was very inconsistent for almost all of 2018 and a lot of 2019, but when I got consistent, that's when I really started to see results with my channel. What are your thoughts on the Cybertruck? The Cybertruck. Gotta say, in general, not crazy about the Tesla. In the UK, a Cybertruck is 39,000, and for that, you can get like a used AMG GLA. Describe the Samsung S8 in one word. I would have to say unpredictable. And now, despite the fact that it wasn't one word, I'm gonna explain that. At points, it was really fast and worked really well. At other points, very slow and very unreliable. Yeah, when it worked, it was really good, but I just got sick of the unreliability, and that was actually what initially pushed me to iPhone. What's the last movie you watched? I think it was Paddington 2. What is my favorite place in Birmingham? I think it'd be Brindley Place. I do like Brindley Place. I literally don't have any questions, but love your content, and please read my message on the video. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. I know this one's been all over the place, but as this one's been so close to Christmas, it's just been very difficult to get anything done. But tomorrow's vlog will be a return to form. I'll definitely have something fun on there. Thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, and smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Gotta say though, one downside of this GH5 setup is that it is very heavy. Alright, see you guys in the next one.
Full of smelling like the pet when I convert my currency.
You know I blunt smoke, sky balls over the beach. Break it down and I reach for the backwood leap. Close my eyes, let the top wash over my feet. And in this moment, I feel it complete. You know I blunt smoke, sky balls over the beach. Break it down and I reach for the backwood leap. Close my eyes, let the top wash over my feet. And in this moment, I feel it complete.
Yo.